staff anymore, Dills. Nope. Can't get the staff. Oh yeah, must turn on. Must turn on our thing here as well. Have a look, Dills, see if anybody's tuned in already.
Barry McPhillips is watching.
Hey Barry.
Ian Bennis is watching.
Hey Ian, how's things? I have a funny feeling, lads. There'll be a lot of people tuning in later because the weather is so good out there. I'd be staying out in the back garden if I could. Yeah. Turn that sideways for 1 sec there, Dills. I want to see if that screen. 1 sec now. I want to see if the whole thing turns sideways.
It says rotate your phone. You can't turn your phone while recording.
Oh, can you not?
No.
Oh yeah, sure, it's gone sideways. Okay, go back. Yoo-hoo from Ian. Hey Ian, how's it going, buddy? Looking forward to this cooking segment. Thank you, Patricia. Hi from Killarney. Hi, Kerry. Hi from Waterford City. Hello, Mary. Hi from Mead. Hello, Jane. Hi from Donegal. Grace. Looking forward to it. Melanie O'Shea. And I'm watching from Yonkers, I presume, New York, is it? Patricia. Can't wait. Excellent. Hi from Spain. Rainy here. Oh, and you're going to be devastated. The sun is splitting the rocks here in Ireland at the moment, as you can tell with my cherry blossomed face. We are having savage weather. Nice tan. Thanks, Karen. A little bit of sunburn, but it will die down in the next day or two, won't it, Dills?
Yeah.
We've had savage weather the last 3 or 4 days. So I'm not expecting a huge amount of people tuning in tonight, to be honest, because the weather is so good out there, and apparently it changes tomorrow. So anyway, what are we doing? We're going to make an ultimate steak sandwich. Simple. So what you get to learn out of this is basically how to cook a steak, and also how to make fresh mayonnaise. 1 or 2 simple little techniques, but most importantly is just how simple it is to cook. That's what the whole thing's all about, Dills, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if you were watching earlier on, I told you to marinate your steaks about 2 hours ago, or an hour and a half ago. So, I said I'd wait to show you guys how to do it, just in case if nobody was sure. Very simple. Ideally, we do this the night before, okay? So at least that way you get kind of all the flavour in. So you're putting in about, don't measure, about that much oil. That's about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And this is very simple. And I'm going to put in maybe about a half a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Okay? You don't need to measure anything. Don't worry about it. So the reason behind this, and this is where the simple little things, people are saying, I can never get that seal on my steak. Because when you cook a steak, 2 things. You need a rock hard, solid cast iron pan, something like that, or a good quality frying pan that can take the heat. And second of all, huge mistake that people make is you oil the meat, not the pan, okay? So that way your pan can get really hot, really hot, and you just put the steak straight onto it and you get that great crust on the steak. So it's 2 simple little things as to how you make a perfect steak, okay? So that's all I'm putting into it. You can put in a bit of crushed garlic, you can put in a bit of mixed herbs, or anything at all like that. And as I said, ideally it's done. So just turn it over so it gets into it there. The balsamic vinegar actually kind of tenderizes the meat as well with the acid. If you don't have balsamic vinegar, you can use a little bit of red wine vinegar, you can use a little bit of lemon juice, lime juice, something like that. And that's all you do. Turn it over 3 or 4 times like that. And ideally, you leave that in the fridge overnight, ideally. But even 10 minutes is better than no marinade. And the second thing I said earlier on, get the meat to room temperature. So I took that out of the fridge about 30 minutes ago. Dills, how are we doing? Anybody talking to us? Or anybody having a glass of grape juice?
Nicole said no balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, so there we go. So I said put a little bit of acid, anything, lemon juice, lime juice, white wine vinegar, anything. Anything just to give it that little bit of sharpness and to tenderize the meat. And worst case scenario, don't worry about it. Get balsamic vinegar the next time when you think of it. I want to give a huge shout out to Ashlyn and Darren. They got in contact. I know they're watching all the cookouts that we're doing, the cook-alongs that we're doing. And I know they were supposed to be getting married in June and unfortunately have to put it back till December. So if you guys are social isolating together and you're still getting married in December, then you know you're definitely for each other. So it's absolutely brilliant, guys. I know you're watching. I know you come into the restaurant loads of times, guys. And hope you're all well. Hope you're enjoying the weather too. And another massive shout out to Nicole Kearns. And that comes in from Grandad Paul, who was on to me and said, please give Nicole a shout. She was out sunbathing as well today, watching all the shows, and apparently the guys have got all the stuff for the cook along as well. So massive shout out to you guys.
Ian said, do we need the oven on?
No, we don't need the oven on. We're going to do it on the frying pan. Unless, Ian, you've got a very thick steak. So the steaks I have are about, say, 7 ounces. If you've got maybe, say, a 10 or 12 ounce steak and you're cooking 3 or 4 of them, then yes, turn the oven on, because another thing as to why people's steaks go wrong is they put too many into the pan at the same time, loses all the heat, and then it doesn't really cook properly. It kind of stews as opposed to seals and to fry your steak. So what I'd say is, if you're cooking 4 steaks, guys, for 4 people in the family, or 6, a couple of different ways you can do it. On the frying pan, then just slice them up and serve them, or else seal 1 or 2 in a frying pan at a time, get it red hot, and then finish them all in the oven, the 4 of them in the oven at about 180 degrees for about 6 or 8 minutes, and that'll get them a nice medium rare, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. So I have my steaks marinated. So if you have 4 steaks or more, absolutely turn on, even 3 steaks or more, this pan will take 2. If you have 3 or more steaks, turn on the oven, finish the steaks at about 180 degrees. They'll be hot enough by the time we come around to it. Yes, Dills?
Mary said, love your cooking demos.
Thanks, Mary. We love you too. Thank you very much. Okay, so how do you make a mayonnaise? I have no idea how to make a mayonnaise. It's got to be so hard because everyone says so hard. It's simple. Here's what we're going to do. Right, we are going to put the egg yolks, and if you've been watching all the videos, we've showed you a load of different ways to separate the egg white from the egg yolk. So we're putting the egg whites into this little dish here. And everyone always says, you see the cooking shows, oh, you can freeze these, they're amazing for making meringues and all that kind of stuff. If you put these into the freezer, trust me, you will forget about them. And the next time we have the COVID virus, which will be in God knows how long, you'll go, oh, you'll find all these things in your freezer. Make an egg white omelette out of it tomorrow for breakfast. All right, I've got 2 egg whites here now, one time I'm finished. Mix in 1 egg into it tomorrow, make an omelette. Mix in 2 eggs, make scrambled eggs tomorrow. Use them up, don't stick them in the freezer, you'll never bloody remember. So, I am putting, this is very simple, egg white. I should be getting you to do all these things still, instead of sitting there looking pretty, answering the phone, that's all you're doing. So I have 2 egg yolks. Mine are small, mine are medium, mine are large, it doesn't matter. 2 egg yolks. I'm going to show you how to work this out. Put that over now there, and throw that one into the bin, and we'll have an egg white omelette. Actually, if anybody is celiac, a little egg white on the bottom of the pan, fry it up, makes a fantastic wrap as well when it cools down. Here's what we are doing. Did I get a teaspoon? Dill's grabbed me a teaspoon. I didn't. So, put your bowl on a little bit of a damp cloth to stop it from moving. Slidey. Wonderful job, Dills. Dijon mustard. Okay, some people were saying I've whole grain from the last time. Can I use the whole grain mustard? You can, but you'll have all these dots in your mayonnaise, so it doesn't look as good, but it's perfect. You get a nice flavor. You could use a French mustard, something like that. So I'm going to put in maybe 1 teaspoon for my 2 egg yolks of Dijon mustard. I absolutely love mustard now, I have to admit. There we go, banged it over there. And now, again, a little bit of an acid. So I'm going to put the juice of about half a lemon into it. I don't have a lemon, a little bit of white wine vinegar. I don't have that. Red wine vinegar. Would I use balsamic vinegar? No, because then you're going to get a dark, ugly looking mayonnaise. It tastes fantastic, but it'll be darker in colour. So we squeeze in the lemon. Yes, Dills?
Ruth said, the only thing I can't cook is steak, so watching you now and hope I will be able to cook it this week.
Who said that? Ruth?
Yeah.
Ruth, trust me, after this, you will no longer be able to say that. It's the easiest thing in the world. People who are afraid to cook, it's simple. Like, I don't know how to build a bridge. I'd be shitting myself if I had to build a bridge, because I don't know how to do it. So it's the fact that you don't know. That's all it is. So watch carefully. Simple little things make it really simple. Now, I couldn't get fresh tarragon earlier on, okay? So I got the dried stuff, and I'm going to show you a little mind trick, okay? Because I got some flat leaf parsley. So I'm going to throw a little bit of flat leaf parsley in at the end, with a little bit of the dried tarragon. I'm going to get the tarragon flavour, and I'm going to get the texture of the flat leaf parsley, and I think I'm eating fresh tarragon. Mad. Absolutely mad. So watch how we do it. Okay. Season, okay? So a little bit of our flaked rock salt, okay? That's about 2 good pinches, and our peppermint, Dills, about 17 twists. Ideally, you use white peppermint, that ground white pepper. That way it doesn't show up. But again, life is way too short, as we now know, to be worried about any of these kind of things. How many is that? 17? I have a funny feeling someone's going to watch that back and go, that was only 9. There's always one of those kind of people. What do I need? My whisk. Okay, so we've now got the base, the start of our mayonnaise. There's a fly, I see him knocking around here, yeah. So just whisk up, trying to get right into the bowl. Now, anybody who has never made mayonnaise before, get a tiny little jug of cold water. Just a tiny little amount of cold water. And here's why. Because if you think that's about to split, you put a little bit of water back into it, mix it all up, and it comes back perfectly. So here's the real important stage of making a mayonnaise. We're putting in the oil. So that's a sunflower, or what have I got? Vegetable oil. You can use sunflower oil. I wouldn't use an olive oil because it's too good basically to use up. It's a waste. Okay, so just a good simple vegetable or sunflower oil. The most important part is where we start off. So we pour in really, really slowly. Watch this now, Sean, right? And as we do it, we whisk, okay? Stop. Whisk that in. Okay, and eggs are mad. Okay, wait till you see this. It's mad. And this is how easy it is to make a mayonnaise, okay? A little bit of oil, stop. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. And this is the difference in the color that you get from the fresh mayonnaise compared to your jar of mayonnaise. Whiskey, 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 keep whisking and get in there. Once you start getting tired, get the kids to take over, okay? But start off slow and make sure it's all mixed in before we go again. Anybody asking any questions?
Tara said, what cut steak is it?
So, the best steak I think for a steak sandwich is like a sirloin steak or a strip loin steak. You can use ribeye, but it's a bit fatty in the middle. Use fillet, but there's not as much flavour in a fillet if you ask me. So good strip loin with a good bit of marbling is the best steak I think for a steak sandwich.
Enda said, I can vouch for this. How does it in Paul's?
Enda, how are you doing, buddy? Enda from Dundara Productions, who was the director of Treyvaud's Kitchen on Virgin Media. Yeah, Enda definitely, I think he lost. Now watch this actually, Sean. I think he lost one camera in the episode of that because he didn't see what I'm about to do later on coming as well. See, watch this now, okay? So you can see now it's getting thicker and thicker. That's what's known as emulsifying. So if it's split on you, which means you've got a little bit of egg here and a little bit of oil on that side, drop in a tiny little bit of cold water and that brings it right back, okay? So hopefully guys you're all with me. And you see how slowly I'm pouring in the oil, but the more we get into it, the more oil we can actually put in. And if you want to be really fancy, this is kind of like called like an aioli. Can you say aioli?
Aioli.
Aioli. So it's like if, let's just say, one of the China lads who lent you 50 quid one night when you were out for a pint, and you come home and all you remember the following morning is, oh, aioli, 50 quid. Oh. It's another dad joke, dads. It's another dad joke. So it's like an aioli. Now, mixy, 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 mixy. Keep going in. And if you get worried, just whisk a little bit faster, quickly. Look at that, it's already coming together. Now, here's why I told you eggs are mad. I could actually probably pour all of that over the next 20 minutes and the egg would still take that amount of oil because I've got my emulsion made. Okay, but we're just going to go with how much we need ourselves. And don't be afraid to taste. When we've it all finished, taste everything. Okay, so look at this. How's your mayonnaise going, guys? Let me know how we're doing. Kids, I hope you're getting to do a bit of stirring. Dills, you take over. If the kids are taking over, just go in a little bit slowly. Shawnee, you're in charge of comments there now. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Is rapeseed oil in? Yeah. Rapeseed is fine, Ian. Yeah, no problems at all. Guys, I'm late to the party, but I'll catch up. No problems, Maxine. We haven't done much. We've only just marinated our steaks and we're making our mayonnaise. Hi to the Treyvaud. Hi, Amanda. Thank you very much. How are we looking, buddy? You got to keep going. How's your arm?
Right.
Very good. We're going another little bit. We're not a million miles off it. That's it. Whiskey, whiskey, whiskey. Right in there, Shawnee. Good man. So they can all see. Whisk harder, harder, harder. Get all that oil mixed in. Otherwise it'll split in around the sides. Excellent. Perfect job, Dills. Okay. So that is absolutely spot on. So now taste it, okay? Don't be afraid to taste it. So I know I have enough there for 3 or 4 steak sandwiches. Fantastic. That's actually really good. And all we put in there is our seasoning of salt and pepper and lemon juice. Don't need that. Throw that over here. So now let's make it the kind of aioli. Have I garlic somewhere? I do. Dills, give me the little knife there. Do I have that somewhere? There it is. Look by the sink. So I'm just going to peel in.
Deirdre says hers is a bit runny.
So keep whisking, keep whisking. Don't put in any more oil, Deirdre. Keep whisking, keep whisking. Worst case scenario, after a minute, if it's still too runny, throw in one more egg yolk. And then keep whisking with a tiny little drop of water. So, now, let me know how you get on with that, Deirdre, because I don't want to see you stuck. But just keep whisking, and you will get it back. Don't add in any more oil until it starts taking a bit of shape. So, now, let's put in a little bit of our garlic.
Nicola said, watching from the hot tub in the beer garden in Fermanagh. We'll catch up later when the sun goes down.
Nicole, send us a picture. Not of you in the hot tub, just the view you have of you in your hot tub with the glass of wine or your glass of beer or your little bit of Prosecco outside. Give us a look. We're very jealous in your hot tub and we're stuck here slaving away, Dills. See, just goes to show you, huh? Okay, buddy. Now, so we're just preparing 2 cloves of garlic. That mayonnaise is excellent. And you saw how simple it is there, guys. We made it in real time, literally in 3 or 4 minutes. Back of the knife, you remember this? No fancy garlic crushers, okay? And you just want to really crush, keep going. I'm putting in about 2-3 cloves. Put in as much as you want. Okay? Keep going. Now, lovely. Keep going. Now, make sure you really want to kind of mince this garlic now, okay? Because you don't, well, I love garlic. I don't mind getting a lump or 2 in it, but if just, you want to get the flavour through the entire mayonnaise. So then, look, watch this, Shawty. Get the side of your knife. You can use a bit of salt if you get a bit more kind of, what's the word I'm trying to think of, Shani? Bit more grip on it. What's the word I'm trying to think of, guys? Abrasive, is it? I can't remember. You guys will know. Okay, but otherwise just keep mincing it. The fact that we've crushed it with the back of the knife, we don't need the salt. Okay, so just get it nice and mincy. Perfect. So that's what we're looking for, guys. Look how well kind of garlic puree that is. In we go. Anything, Dills? You're very quiet there. Give it a little whiskey.
Hello from Loa. I'm glad to finally be able to catch up a live episode.
Brilliant. Now, what we have made there now is garlic mayonnaise. Okay? Now we're going to make it very fancy. You're going to get a real fancy name. It's going to be a garlic béarnaise. So when you see you're having kind of like a hollandaise sauce on your steak, and then you see a béarnaise sauce, the only difference is there's the additive of tarragon. Pretty much that's the only thing. There's another little technique, don't worry about that. For this, so we're going to put in a little bit of our dried tarragon. Okay? If you have fresh tarragon, all you put in is your fresh tarragon. I couldn't get it today, so that's great, because now I'm going to show you how to make it without the fresh stuff. Okay? So I put in maybe half a teaspoon in there, because it's strong stuff, the dried stuff. And now, just so, automatic, smell that. Can you smell that? What have you got? You have an important comment here.
Can I use garlic paste?
Yes, you can use garlic paste, absolutely. There was somebody there from sunny Abbey Leaks, I think, was there? I missed that. So a little bit of fresh flat leaf parsley. Albino. Get a smell of that now before you get into it. So smell. So you can get that kind of tarragon out, which is like a kind of an aniseed flavour. And don't get put off, because a lot of people say, oh jeez, I hate aniseed. It's very slight aniseed flavour. Now, so a little bit of flat leaf parsley. This is how I'm making my fresh tarragon, because my mind is going to think it's fresh when I see all the fresh herbs in it. And I get the flavour of the dried tarragon. So give it a nice little flicky like so. Chop it all up. And I'm taking my time here, guys, so everybody is kind of keeping up with us. So we should all be pretty much there. And we have now made an absolute fantastic garlic. Who do you owe money to? Aioli.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. So we've made a lovely garlic aioli here. Or else a kind of a béarnaise mayonnaise. How simple was that? Have a little taste there, Dills. Whoa, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Now, what do I need? I'm going to put that into a little bowl. And Dills, have a little chat with them there.
Maura said, Paul, you're getting your vitamin D.
I am getting plenty of vitamin D. Shawty, make sure you don't zoom in on my ass there, people get that. Now, so, this is the only bowl I can find. So I'm going to transfer that. And we have now made, look at that, Shawty, an absolute fantastic garlic mayonnaise. All the while our steak is getting a few extra minutes to marinate. So, everybody at that stage? How simple is that? Don't ever tell me you don't know how to make mayonnaise anymore. I've just showed you. Dills?
For Delma wants to know how long will it last.
Do you know what? I knew somebody's going to ask me that. And Fidelma, the answer is very simple. It'll last the shelf life of the eggs that you use. So keep it in a refrigerated covered unit. So I've only made enough for tonight. So keep it in a refrigerated dish, covered, or in the fridge with a cover on it, and it'll last easily 5-6 days. Easily 5-6 days. If you've got eggs, those eggs are good for 2 weeks. It'll last 2 weeks, but I guarantee you, you won't keep it around that long. You're going to use it for everything. You put it on your cornflakes and everything. Now, what do I need? I need another little bowl. I'll use a plate here, actually. So, I know you think we haven't done much, but we've marinated our steaks and we have also made our mayonnaise. Here's what we're going to do next. We're going to prepare our mushrooms and our onions before, so that literally, once we have all that done, it's just really, really quick putting it together. I still haven't put the heat on my frying pan, guys, so don't worry. What have I got? I have that and I have that. Can you peel me 2 cloves of garlic? Think you can manage that? Without cutting the finger off you? You peel 2 cloves of garlic. And now I'm just going to get my mushrooms and onions ready. So I have button mushrooms, and I've got the little kind of chestnut mushrooms there as well. So slice, slice, slice. This is going to go onto our steak sandwich. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, slice, 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 slice. Kids, ask mom or dad to let you have a go at this. Turn the mushroom away from you so it doesn't rock, and then just nice and slowly slice, slice, slice. And you know what this is great for kids? It gives you great knife control for when you take on the bigger jobs. Gives you good confidence with your knife, okay? So take your time, guys, and just slice, 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 okay? Moms, dads, let the kids do it. Trust me, they are much more capable than we give them any credit for. Isn't that right, Dills?
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing, Shawnee? Any comments coming in? Dills is busy.
Mary says there's a lot of oil in it, Paul. Is there any alternative?
I'd have to see it, Mary. Sometimes I'd say just actually start again, to be honest with you. But I'd have to see it. But if you can, try a little bit of water. Keep whisking, 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 and then pour a little bit of water, cold water, into it slowly. Whisk, like I'm talking now basically like a teaspoon. Whisk that. If it's still really oily, another teaspoon. If it's still way too oily, the only thing you can do is really add in an egg yolk. Whisk, 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 whisk that, add it in. Otherwise, just start again. I don't want you wasting 4 or 5 eggs on it. Or else, do you know what? Take it out of a jar and then practice on the video again tomorrow. Make it again that way. But I have to see it. If you put way too much oil into it, there's no point in saving it, put it that way. Okay, I have a handful of mushrooms, 2-3 different types of mushrooms. Don't get too caught up about it. Now I'm going to peel half a red onion. I don't have a red onion. Use a shallot. I don't have a shallot. Use a white onion. I don't have a white onion. What the hell are you doing making steak sandwiches for? I told you what to have. Some sort of an onion. It doesn't matter what. There we go. Throw that over as well. Hang on one sec. How are we all doing, guys? Anybody behind? Everyone okay? This is very, very simple. Like everything in cooking, it's all about having everything ready. And you're going to see why. So that way we can cook really fast. Okay, slice our onion. So take your time, kids. Again, just look, watch me going really slow, really slow. Use your finger as a guide with it tucked in so you don't cut it. And then as you get more confident, you get to go faster and faster and faster, okay? But you take your time. You want to get them cut, not too fine, but certainly not thick. Thickness of a matchstick. Now, we have our mushrooms ready. We have our onions ready. I'm going to do my garlic now. I'm going to have my garlic ready. Back of the knife, guys. See that? Back of the knife. Back of the knife. What is that for? Oh yeah, back of the net. Back of the net. Okay, crush. I'm putting in 2-3 cloves of garlic, whatever you think. Well, putting in 2.5 now because half of that fell. Dills into the bin with that piece. And now we have that ready. So that's going to go right here first. And a quick wash of the hands. You like that mayonnaise, don't you? I tell you what, that aioli is fantastic for if you ever make calamari, if you ever make those what do you call those? Patatas, whatever that bloody thing is from, what I'm trying to think of. In the tapas, what do you always get? Those potatoes? Somebody tell me. Patas bravas, there we go, that's what they're called. They're brilliant just to dip into that. It's so tasty.
Terry says, is the steak only marinating in balsamic vinegar?
Balsamic vinegar and olive oil, Terry. You can add a little bit of crushed garlic. You can add a little bit of... Here's the golden rule of a marinade. Don't ever put...
seasoning.
Salt. Don't ever put salt into a marinade because that'll be in the fridge for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and the salt pulls out all the juice from the meat. So never ever put salt into a marinade. No matter what amazing TV chef tells you, they're wrong. Don't ever put salt into a marinade. What am I doing, Dills? I'm going to slice my bread. I need another knife for that. We'll have all that ready. So the key is, before we cook our steaks, we've literally absolutely everything ready. Okay, so I'm going to slice my bread. And Dills, you're going to put this on the grill, but don't turn your grill on. We're not ready to toast it, okay? Here, another one. Okay, so slice your bread, guys. Put it on the grill so it's ready, but don't turn on your grill yet. Do not start toasting. There's somebody who's still not listening to me and now has their toaster on. Do not toast your bread yet. Now, Nicole, how are you getting on? I hope you're in from sunbathing and cooking your steak sandwich now. Grandad Paul will be upset if you're not doing it. Now, Shine, what have we got going on? I think we're nearly ready to go. It's that simple. Okay, so let's turn on our heat. Okay, here's what we want. We want that pan smoking. Who said that? The mask. Smoking. Okay, so what we can now get ready is every time. What's the most important thing in cooking, Dills?
Seasoning.
Season. Okay, so get your steak, guys. All right, nice bit of rock salt. Nice pinch on both. You don't need to go mad, but just get the right amount of it. Okay, and a nice bit of cracked black pepper. Where is my fork? My fork is over here. Dills, I wanted to toast it, so we turn. Here, come over here, Sean, because if you're like Dills, you put the bread on the wrong way. Have the bread cut side up, like so. Okay, that's all we need. I don't have that grill on. I still don't have that grill on, okay? There'll be somebody at the end of this going, you should have put the grill on earlier. Okay, how are we looking? Onions, mushrooms ready, garlic ready, mayonnaise ready, steak seasoned on one side. We'll always season it on the other side too. And I'm going to serve mine with a very simple salad, guys. Okay, so I'm going to throw my steak here. I can get that bit ready too now as well. And I'm going to need a bowl of some sort to throw my salad into. I've got a simple tomato, okay? And I'm going to just, don't worry, don't get caught up on how you're cutting it. Kind of just bite-sized pieces of tomato. Okay. Dilsey, give me that bowl there. So actually, that plastic tub is perfect. So just don't be worried about it. It's just kind of bite-sized pieces of tomato. We went to a restaurant in Portugal last year, myself and Elaine, in Villamora, on the far side of the marina. And there was a real classic, absolute classic Portuguese restaurant over there. And the salad you got was tomatoes and onions. That was it. And it was one of the nicest salads ever. It just proves you can put few ingredients together and still make something taste absolutely amazing. So, how are we looking? Pan. Put your hand on it. If you see the way I can leave my hand on it, it's not hot enough, okay? You want to get it smoking hot, and you're going to see why exactly. So I'm going to get the basis of a salad dressing. Look, I have a little bit of olive oil, about a tablespoon. I'm only making salad for two, so this is simple. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. I love my, what's the word I'm thinking, dressings nice and sharp. So you decide how much vinegar you want into it. I have Dijon mustard here, so I might as well use it. A little bit of Dijon mustard. Look at the pan. Can you see the smoke coming out? Yeah. Look at that. A teaspoon of Dijon mustard. And now I'm going to stop because I know some of you are going to kind of get a little bit worried. So I'm going to come back to that dressing in a minute. I have oil, vinegar, and mustard. Get close up on that, Shoni, so people can see. Before I put these steaks on, I'm telling you, it's going to sound like, oh my God, I've done something wrong. You've done nothing wrong. Put it on confidently. Leave it. Don't be all these classy TV chefs flicking it up here. Leave it on the heat. Do absolutely nothing to it. You might get a little bit of a spit, but don't worry about it. So put it down and flick it away from you. If you don't hear that, you've done it wrong. Second steak. Perfect. Okay? Still, get rid of that from me. Don't touch it. Don't flick it. Don't look at it. Don't do anything to it. Leave it. Just leave it on the pan. Okay? And now we're going to season the other side. So, a little bit of salt. And remember, guys, how you like your steak is up to you, all right? So I like mine medium rare. Perfect. A little bit of pepper. And we've now seasoned both sides. And what you'll see when I turn it how to tell your steak. It's all about practice. It's all about touching the food and knowing how it's cooked. So we'll touch it once we turn it over after another minute or two. But leave it. I'm going to take it up. I'm going to do everything that I told you not to do, but I'm just going to show you why, all right? So I'm going to lift it up, okay? And it's almost got the perfect seal on it, but not enough. So I'm going to chuck it back down. So you want to leave it a good, that's maybe about 1.5 centimeters thick. A good 2 minutes each side is medium rare. That's all we need. Back to my dressing. Yes, Dills?
We just said sizzle dance.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it's the sizzle dance. Come on, Dills, look. Come on, give us a go. Still won't do it. Mix up your dressing. Beautiful. With a little pinch of salt inside as well. Beautiful. And a little pinch of pepper inside as well. Beautiful. That's the easiest salad dressing you're ever going to see to make. Now I'm going to turn them over. Watch. There we go. Look at the color. Look at the seal on that. This guy that I didn't turn. Absolutely beautiful. That's going to need another 1.5 minutes, which gives you plenty of time to get everything ready. In with my tomatoes for my dressing. How are we all doing, guys? Everybody keeping up? Hopefully so. Wipe of the board. This is what I found for salad. A little bit of rocket, a little bit of baby spinach, a little bit of cress. All inside. Simple. And I told you guys, don't panic. You'll see fellas flicking pans. Don't touch it. The pan is doing all the work for you. That's perfect what's going on. A little bit of mozzarella cheese, because I have it. I said, you can serve it with anything, guys. You say, I don't have that. I know. Just serve it with whatever you want to serve it with. Salad, some chips, some whatever the hell, whatever you want. Perfect. Quick wash of the hands. That's our salad made.
My tutor said, Paul, can you come and cook my tea, please?
Well, you just never know. You never know where we could end up. Okay, so here we go. Get a spoon. And we're just mixing up our salad through all the lettuce and dressing, okay? Normally I'd use my hand, but I just washed them, so I'm not going in again to wash them again. That is your salad. Beautifully made. Perfect. How simple. Don't be telling me it's really hard to make salad. Now, watch me. Touch the meat, okay? So look at the spring that's on that. So I know that that is rare, okay? I know that is rare. It's perfect for me, but I'm not cooking this for me. I'm cooking it for Elaine and the lad. So I'm going to go give it another minute. So what I can do then is I'll just wash it as I go along. Always wash up and clean up.
Sabrina said one of these days build sizzle dance.
Yeah, I tell you, Dills, that's what they want, Dills. That's when the big money comes in, Dills. Once you do the sizzle dance. So remember what I said, guys. While you're waiting on your steaks, do a little bit of cleaning up. Make life very, very easy. We're giving it an extra minute. That's our mayonnaise bowl clean. Our marinade for our steaks are clean. Everything is simple done. How's everybody doing? Who's cooking the steak sandwich, by the way, guys? Let me know. I want to see all the pictures and everything. Okay, let's go back. A little touch. You'll now be able to tell that's gotten firmer. Okay? And that is perfect. That's medium rare. So here's what we do, guys. We're going to take it out. Look at that. Beautiful. We're going to take it out. Turn on your grills now, guys, because we're smoking hot. Dills, bang on the grills. Our steak gets a couple of minutes to rest. For all you health freaks, that's only a little bit of butter. Bang it in. Beautiful. Beautiful. Woohoo! We are smoking. Now we're going in mushrooms, onions, and garlic. Now you know why I wanted you to do it first. Okay? Perfect. Dills, over there, buddy. What else do we get rid of, Dills? Get rid of all this stuff over here, buddy. Now, I've got a little bit of mixed herbs. Half a teaspoon. Don't measure it. I've got a good pinch of our salt. Okay? And I have got a good pinch, maybe 8 or 10 cracks of the peppermint. This is all to show you how simple it is to cook, okay? You can put in whatever modification you want afterwards. Let's saute them off. And what are we doing here, guys? Think about it. we're getting all the flavour of the steaks onto our mushrooms and onions. And we're about 2 minutes away from serving, all right? How are we all doing, guys? Have you kept up? Dill's your mighty job on cleaning. Shawnee, mind that glass there in front of you so you don't break it. Now, kids, here comes the fun and the excitement. We're gonna create fire. Before I do this, I want to tell you how to flambe. This is where people panic. In the show, Treyvaud's Kitchen on Virgin, we flambéed it. And what I want you to know is that the flame catches the vapor, not the liquid. Okay, so it goes up on fire before you think it is. So be ready for it. Today, we are flambeing with Arran malt whiskey. A little tablespoon. If you don't want the kids having this, leave it out. About 1 shot. Woohoo! Look at it, baby. Fire. I tell you, it's a crowd pleaser every time. Remember what I said, so we're gonna let that flame go out. The flame underneath catches the vapor of the whiskey before, so that's where people get such a fright when they flambe. Sometimes I wasn't expecting that at all, because I could see the whiskey coming up. It catches the vapor. So be careful. Get right into the pan there, Shawnee. So we can see, look at that. At this stage, guys, the smell is absolutely fantastic. Don't be afraid to taste. Don't be afraid to taste. I'm going in, it's hot. You guys be careful. 1 mushroom. In fairness, lads. In fairness, I'm good. I am good. Dills, we need a plate. Get rid of all that crap over there, buddy. And we're going to serve up. We're nearly there. 1 beautiful plate. Dills, you should have put the grill on earlier. I told you. You wouldn't listen to me. We'll let that go in. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic. Mushrooms need another 30 seconds to soften down perfectly. Or just chuck it all over there. How are we doing, guys? Who's making this so far? Any juice that's in your tray with the steaks, bang it into those mushrooms. It is all flavour. And here's where people panic. That stays hot for 3-4 minutes, so it's perfectly rested like that. That's another little thing where people cook their steak and then eat it straight away. They go, geez, it's really tough. You have to let your steak rest. People say as long as you cook it, nonsense. But you need to let it rest at least 4 or 5 minutes, okay? Look at those mushrooms, onions and garlic. That in itself is an amazing meal. Okay, beautiful, we're nearly there. So what we can now do is I'm gonna take a little bit of salad. And as I said, you're serving it with whatever you guys are serving it with. Anybody making this, guys, let me know, because we're gonna be gone in about 2 minutes. Dills, any comments? Now's the time to come in, lads, because we're gonna want to eat this.
James Hurley said you got fried.
I got fried. How you doing, James?
And said looks absolutely delicious. Enjoy.
Thank you, Anne.
Patrick said grape juice.
Grape juice, I forgot that. Do you know what I'm going to have? I'm going to have a gin and tonic for a sundowner. Look at that, for a real simple salad. Now, how are we looking? Dills, you'd swear you were a professional. You'd swear you've done this before. You're so good. Okay, throw that board out of the way there for me. Actually, don't. I'm going to use this board. I don't need that. I don't need that. 2 of them. Good man. Now, look how simple this is. I'm going to bring over my toast, which is ready. Dills, turn off the heat on the mushrooms. Now, beautiful. Simple toast. Did the heat turn off?
Yep.
Excellent. Mushrooms are done, guys. A little bit of butter. Everyone's going, oh my god, the butter, the mayonnaise, this. Oh my god. Just go for a walk tomorrow, lads. Or if you cook this for your partner, trust me, they will have you working off the calories within an hour. They'll have you like doing the dishes, Dills, and hoovering, that kind of stuff. Now, look at this. Absolutely beautiful. What do you think, Shawnee? Look good?
Mm-hmm.
Now, simple. Okay, there we go. Get a little bit so I have enough there for 2. Oh, Jesus Christ. Paolo. Schoolboy or Mayo after us bloody making it. Put in your lovely garlic aioli. Just like so. Absolutely fantastic. Could you imagine if I forgot to put that in, Dills? I'd have been some clown there. Now, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's for our other one that we're going to plate up. And if you're threw on maybe a few chips or something like that, don't be afraid to use your fingers, guys. Okay, now look at that. And tell me that is not an absolute piece of wonder. What have we learned here today? Simple techniques to make the perfect steak. Take it out of the fridge half an hour before you cook it. Season it properly. Marinate it for at least overnight. Don't mess around in the pan, flicking it and this and that. Leave it on the heat. Take it off and allow it to rest. Try that steak at home, guys. I'm telling you, that's probably the best steak you'll ever have. And look how simple it was. How long? What time, you guys? 40 minutes? 40 minutes. And half of that was making mayonnaise and toast. What do you reckon, Bills? Any comments coming in before we...
Joe Miller said, adopt me.
Adopt me. Joe, consider yourself adopted. The smell is hit Killarney. Looks delicious. Thanks, Mary. Looks divine. Thanks, Susan. Saved doing for... Where'd that go? Sharon. Saved doing for dinner tomorrow. Brilliant. Yeah, that's what so many people are doing about the videos. They're looking back on it the following day and they say, okay, right, I can keep up with the guy. Delicious. Dills, look at your dishes with such interest. Future chef in the making. Perfect dish. Thanks, guys. You're very welcome, Fiona. Looks amazing. Thank you, Maura. Lovely. Thanks, Marta. I hope, guys, if you've made it, show us. Send us in the pictures because otherwise we're just here talking to ourselves. Well, we pretty much do that anyway, don't we? Just talk to ourselves. So actually nothing's really different. But yeah, if you've made it, let me know you've made it, guys. I want to see all the pictures. Sean loves nothing more than looking at all the pictures afterwards. He's going, oh my God, Dad, look at this. He's fanatical about it. So send us in all the pictures. Show me your mayonnaise. That's the one I really want to see. Great tips. Thanks, Susan. Looks amazing. Thanks, Anne. Thanks for doing these great shows. Guys, we only do them because you guys are giving us such a reaction. That's why we love doing them. Looks amazing. Gonna make it on Friday. Please do. Valerie, make sure you let us know. Adele. Taking it all down, we'll be trying to send it on perfect. A few minutes behind you. That don't worry, Deirdre, you will catch up, but you're getting there. Fantastic. Simplicity, Maura. That's what it's all about. What do? We cook the steak and we put it on a bit of toast. But you guys think it looks fantastic. Dills, I'm gonna give this to Mum before she gives that. She says to wave at us, would you shut up and feed me? She's going, I want to eat the bloody steak sandwich. Stop talking shite. That's why she's that side of the camera. What do you have to say, Dills?
It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from him. We'll see you all Saturday or Sunday. We'll keep you posted for the next amazing Cooking with the Treyvauds.